Good morning, everybody. We're here in Long Beach at the swap meet, bright and early on a brisk Sunday morning. Why are we here so early? Well, I need parts. I got a lot of cars to fix. They get expensive. It's always good to find a deal on a part, a used part that non-abused engine part or some part for your car you can't find. And this is where you find it, at the swap meet. First time this year I've been to this one. It's usually pretty good. Sometimes you get lucky and find that rare part you can never find on eBay. And you might even get it for a decent price instead of paying that premium for the part made from unobtainium. You know what I mean? So there's not that many vendors today. This swap meet's hit or miss. Sometimes it's packed. Sometimes it's, the usual guys that come and sell. But it all depends on what you're looking for. If your part is here, it's the greatest day ever. If you walk around, all 3 miles of this swap meet and you find nothing, well, it's a terrible day. Let's check it out. I'm gonna give you a glimpse into my mind of what I'm thinking as I'm walking through this swap meet. Right here, we got a bumper for an Impala. I don't have an Impala. There's a bunch of random parts here on the floor. This table has shirts. I got plenty of shirts. Over here, we have just random stuff. There's some dairy cans right there on the floor. People love buying that stuff. They put them in their garage, as a nostalgic thing. I don't really know. That's a cool little wagon right there. Got some slicks on it. That C10 is really nice. See, it's all lowered to the ground. There's some wheels. Don't need any wheels. Over here just caught my eye just because there's some Volkswagen stuff on the floor. Some Mustang stuff. It's a good idea just to look through this. You might find something that you weren't even paying attention to. It's staring you right in the face. This is kind of cool. This is a whole table of LED lights. If you look, the ones right there, I'm going to point them out right now. Those are actually made out of glass. Most of these were made out of plastic, but I'm glad they're trying to make them out of glass. You can really modernize your vehicle with those lights because they take the modern style bulbs. This is kind of cool. Got a full race car here for sale. And I think it was only like $13,000 for this. And you need something for the weekend to race, there you go. It's always a good idea to look in the bed of people's trucks when they haven't taken their stuff down. You might be able to snag a deal before everybody else starts looking at it.
Two axle, four wheels, and then I have two that only have one axle.
Here we have some cooling fans, some clutches, some fuel cells. Now those, you get a good deal here at the swap meet. They are used, but I mean a brand new one is very expensive and you get a great deal on there. There's some more race car parts right there, some engine parts. See, that's why it's good that a lot of these parts are still very, very good, very usable, and they'll be way less than half price. Here's a good example of something very, very cool that you see at the swap meet. Now this was towed in and it's for sale. It's a Parkwood, I believe, a 59 or a 60. Now these are hard to find, and especially the Parkwoods. The Impalas and all the other ones, they're around everywhere. But these things, these wagons with the cat eyes in the back, they're very hard to find, especially in this condition. Yeah, it looks rusty, but it looks more like it's surface rust. I mean, this would be something cool to buy, lower, and just drive it around. And it's a good example. You see this all the time. They tow stuff in. Here's a box just of Volkswagen stuff that I decided to look at and hopefully find something, but it looks like it was just Volkswagen bug stuff. Hey.
How much is the tailgate? $1,500.
Damn. Volkswagen. As you can see, they have anything from cars for sale to a bunch of chrome parts and tires and wheels. And you just gotta look. Really. Sun's starting to come up. A lot of tools. A lot of Chevy parts, that's for sure. Now this is really cool. 66 Nova postcard. It's an inline six, but it's a really good start for a project. I mean, it's only 13 grand, and I say only 13 grand. I mean, that is expensive, but it's pretty solid. This is one of the nicer Chevy Novas out there, the 66, 67. I mean, this isn't a super sport or a hard top, but I mean, it's a really, really nice Nova. Good starter project. They also had a bunch of parts. There's a bunch of nitrous bottles, big old headers. They were probably gonna make that thing a drag car and just never got around to it. There's a nice small block V8 that probably was gonna go into that Nova, but I mean, you'd probably get a great deal on that. That's a $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 engine. You'll probably get it for $5,000 there at the swap meet. Now this is something, somebody in the comments, please tell me what's up with this. Every swap meet I go to, there's these glass isolators for the electrical towers. I don't know why people want to buy that, but they're there. There's a bunch of other like Volkswagen stuff, some overrunners for the bumpers. They even sell Harbor Freight tools from a pallet somewhere. That's what they got on the floor right there. Some cylinder heads there, a welder, more wheels and tires. More chrome stuff, a lot of chrome stuff. People love Impalas, people love Chevys, and they love chrome. There's some sun visors in the corner over there. It's all there. This guy just brought a box of stuff to sell on the floor. There's some more tools, some brazing aluminum rods. Some books, a whole lot of books. If you need books, they're there. Bunch of toys. Those are kind of cool. Those are like collectible car sets that they'll sell there. I mean, I'm not into Hot Wheels, but I know a lot of people are. There's another trailer project that somebody doesn't want anymore. I think that thing had a built motor, that wagon that's going by right there. That was pretty cool. This guy in the corner is almost at every swap meet I go to. He's not really selling anything. He's looking for cars. He's looking for old German cars, Porsches, Volkswagens. I guess he's just hunting. You know, maybe somebody will stop by and say, hey man, I got one for sale. But he's at almost every swap meet looking for stuff, not even selling stuff. Here's some gas cans. Oh no, these are oil pumps from back in the day. Acetylene torch. Just a random bunch of parts. There's some Autolite stuff on the floor, rack and pinion. See, there's just if you need it, it'll be here. You just gotta look for it. Oh, look at that. I always make it a point to go through these bins here. Usually they have a bunch of trim pieces hiding away or tucked away because there's a lot of specialty stuff in here. I got a Fairlane that I've been looking for a fuel cap. It's a wagon, and I've never been able to find it. And I always look through there. One day I might get lucky and find it because that's like the specialty stuff that they keep to the side, you know, because people do steal at the swap meet. So they lock those up. That way, you know, it'll be harder to steal. But one day I'll find it. That's why I always make a point to look through them because there's a bunch of bins. You see a lot of these sellers, they'll have those put away to the side. You got anything for an 80 El Camino on those ECMs?
I don't have 80.
Yeah. They are different, right? Like they're not
Yeah.
like if I buy an 80 Monte Carlo.
Unless you go by whatever the part number is, or the the number on the computer, and then swap your chip. But I think they might be different.
Well, the problem is mine's already been, messed with.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. So
What'd they do to it?
they just swapped it. So when I bought the car,
Oh.
it had an aftermarket, like a AutoZone one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a
Okay.
rebuilt one.
Okay.
But luckily, it still had the number on it.
Okay.
So when I ordered that number, for whatever reason, mine's this kind where the chip sits.
You should have the little chip, right? So yours is this style.
Right.
This is the earlier one. Yeah. So your chip sits in here. Take this plate off, and it sits in here.
But mine doesn't have this plate. Mine's smaller
Oh, it's smaller.
Yeah.
Is this for the 80?
for the 80. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't have. I got this is like late 80s. Of course, that front one is 84.
Right.
I didn't know the 80 was different. I thought it had the long plate on it. I guess it does have the short one. They must have changed it like 82.
Because mine has the thin chip in it, not the. You know how there's like a thicker chip and then like a
Okay.
really thin chip.
Yeah, you have a thin one with all the little.
Yeah, that's the one I got. Yeah.
Okay. I had an 80 Caprice wagon that I
Okay.
junked a long time ago, and I don't know what I did with that. I think I probably sold it. But it was. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I wish they remade these somehow. Like
Yeah, because all you're stuck with now is remans. I mean,
yeah.
But I've had these for. It's like I can't seem to get rid of these. It's like, hey man, I don't want 20 a piece. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, thanks, man. Morning.
Está macaneado eso, tú sabes. Y luego pensé, los dejo en el carro, con brillo, o me puedo traer un poquito más allá. No more.
$35, right?
How much are the overhead consoles?
200, 400.
Which that's for
The long one is for the coupe, the short one's for fastback.
the long one's for coupe, and the short one's cheaper, right? Or the short one's the one you want for 200?
No, hell no.
Oh.
The fastback one's $400, and that's cheap.
Oh, the short one's a fastback.
The short
Oh,
one's the
okay.
fastback.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also right above them, you got the your front brackets, one for each of them, obviously. No, but I was trying to find prices on them,
Yeah.
and I went onto eBay. The short ones you can find, and they're going from 150 to 200, or a little 250 depending on condition. But the short ones, there isn't any. So
They don't remake them?
they make them.
Uh-huh.
I went to back again, huh? I went to one of the aftermarket places,
Yeah.
and you have to put in an order for them. It's like $700.
Okay.
And if I don't sell it, I'm not really going to be worried about it.
All it can do is go up in value, right?
Well, yeah.
You hear often? I didn't bring enough money to buy that today.
This is like the third time I've sold the last couple of years.
Okay. You have a card or?
I don't.
No.
I don't. Not since I retired.
No.
We're getting ready to move out of state,
Okay.
and I just got
Parts.
30 some years in the garage.
Yeah.
So,
All you did was Mustangs, or you had other cars?
well, I got Pontiac stuff over there. I had a Cougar, Camaro, Firebird. I got all kinds of.
The reason I'm asking is I've been looking for this fuel cap for a Fairlane wagon like forever.
There is a guy by the name of Dan that might have it for you.
Dan.
Dan, I can give you his number if you want.
Do they charge you to have a table inside? You know, I think it's $50 a day. I think you got one I got too many years in that car. So I ended up we dug a new
I just helped along with this one. I have my own purpose. Nice. Thanks, man. You want to start it up?
Let's do it. A lot quieter than I thought.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the big turbo really quiets it down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 6.3 liter LS, 383.
He just tried me board to fix him up. Yeah. Where are you gonna put it on YouTube or?
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Wes, he's gonna put out on YouTube. You're gonna be on TV.
Don't take my picture. I don't like my picture taken.
Yeah. I'll blur you out. No problem.
You have to have my consent.
Yeah.
You
Nah.
have to have my consent. No, you don't have to have.
Nah, I try to keep it away from people's
No,
faces.
I'm public. You can film whatever you can see.
Yeah, but
You can't do that on.
yeah, man, I gotta bleep it out.
Ruin the whole thing.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
No, it's freedom of speech.
That's right.
You got your rights, constitutional rights.
I mean, if the balloon can videotape us, why can't I, right?
That's right.
Have a good one, guys.
How you doing?
What does that fit?
Chevy.
Chevy.
Yep. That's the brackets, the rotors, the calipers, and the master.
You have any masters for a Ford? Just a single, the masters?
Is there any of those masters in there? The Ford Master, the master cylinders. Any of those? Didn't we have one in there? Or no? Was that Chrysler? No, I don't see it. Okay.
All right, thank you.
This one? 20 bucks.
What are those brakes for?
Chevy.
Like any set of cars?
Yep. This.
At drums or something?
Yep. Yep.
What
That's
do you-
the whole thing.
What are you asking for it?
You know, like right now is an odd time because for the past 5 years, no one's watched our rookie represent. No one's watched our
I believe it.
Where'd you find the Colonel? Where'd you find the Colonel?
Up north.
Wow. Well, we walked around the swap meet. It's pretty terrible. Wasn't a lot of stuff to look at, but like I said, it's hit or miss when you come to the swap meet. Sometimes you get lucky, find decent parts at a good price, and sometimes you just waste gas and $12 to get in. But the cars are really nice, so we're gonna take a look. One of the things I really enjoy about this car show and this swap meet is you get to see a lot of oddball cars like this Grand Sport right here. This is a Buick Riviera. It's a rare car, but it's even more rare to see one. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen a Grand Sport Buick Riviera. That one's pretty clean, has some rust on the roof, but hey man, what do you want? Here's another 50 Ford. This Mustang was very interesting because it's beautiful. It was done really nice. Interior is perfect. Not a daily driver, but it's often driven. And check it out, Chevy motor in a Ford. I guess that's the new thing. I mean, I talked to the owner, and you really can't beat it. An LS motor is cheap to build, and they go forever. Here's a cool one. This is a 63 Falcon Sprint. I think it's a 63. It's a V8 car. Now this is a pretty rare car. The Sprint version of this with the V8 in it. And this is a really, really nice one. Don't see these very often. Well, that was it, guys. That was the whole swap meet. Well, most of it. The vendors were kind of lousy. There wasn't that many parts for sale. Well, parts that I'm looking for. But it's like that at the swap meet. It's hit or miss. That's why you got to keep coming back. And that's why I keep coming back, even though it's far away. Like at the end of the day, all I did was spend 12 bucks on the entrance and some gas money. But that's the way it is when you're looking for parts cheap. I mean, I could go ahead and buy everything I need online or whatever, but sometimes a lot of times you'll get some good deals here. That's why I keep coming back, even to Pomona, even though that's a way bigger swap meet. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. Please like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, it'll really help me out, and I'll catch you on the next one.